Hey everyone, Rebecca Martin with Rebecca Martin Coaching, bringing you transformational public speaking skills for the workplace and also for your life. So today I'm going to be speaking to you about a very challenging topic, which is how to prepare for an interview. I know this can be a very hard time for those of you out there that are interviewing. You're maybe in the beginning stages, or maybe you've been interviewing over and over again. You get far in the process and then you let go, and then you have to, start the process all over again. It is arduous. It is tough. And it's really hard for a number of reasons to have a good interview. One, it's hard to talk about yourself. It's hard to be in the spotlight and share, here's what makes me valuable. Here's why I'd be good at this job. Here's who I am and what I've done in the past that makes me valuable to you. It's very hard to have the spotlight put on us in that way and for us to talk about ourselves. Just in general, most people find it very hard to talk about themselves. Secondly, there's a whole skill set that an interview pulls on: your ability to make eye contact, your ability to communicate, your ability to organize your answers so that they're coherent and the other person can understand what you're talking about and move forward. Just even the ability to build trust with a new person, a random person that's interviewing you, somebody that you don't know, you don't have history with. This can be very challenging as well. And then let's just talk about the challenge of burnout. Once you have been interviewing for, a period of time, a couple weeks, a month, you get exhausted. You get tired of being said no to. You get tired of saying the same answers over and over again. You get tired of talking about yourself. And of course, this starts to erode your confidence, your feeling of actually being able to achieve something, your hope, and starts to turn a little bit into desperation because you're not getting a job. And of course, lack of confidence and desperation does not communicate well when you're meeting somebody for the first time on a first interview, let's say. So, for all of these reasons, interviewing is challenging. So, I want to help reframe your perspective on what you need to be doing or focusing on in an interview in order to make it successful, in order for you to get the next conversation and ultimately get the job that you want, the role of your dreams. So let's dive into really how I think of the best way to interview. The first thing I want you to think about is an interview, a conversation with somebody who is hiring. It's your opportunity to share what sets you apart, what makes you uniquely valuable, what sets you apart from other candidates that they might be looking at. So it's really your job, your homework to first define, understand what does set you apart. What do you bring that is uniquely valuable? What are your strengths? What are your best attributes that make you a uniquely suitable candidate for this role? Once you define these for yourself, which is the homework that you have to do, and most people don't do this, then you get to communicate them right off the bat. And I'll tell you how to communicate them in a second. But first, let's define your unique values, what sets you apart from other candidates. So I want you to come up with a list of 5 to 10 unique values, values that set you apart from other candidates they may be looking at. Now, some of these values might be the same as other candidates. For example, years in the workplace or years in this field. That might be the same as another candidate. But that, paired with your ability to deeply listen, paired with your background in the creative arts, makes you that is a unique combination that sets you apart from other candidates. So let's remember that we're thinking about all your values combined. That's what makes you unique. That's what sets you apart. So let's jump into creating this list for yourself. In order to create this list, I want you to think about 3 categories. The first category is, What job experience, what job history do I bring to the table that makes me uniquely qualified or a unique candidate for this role? What job experience, job history would make me uniquely good at this new role, at this new job? So this could be years in the industry. This could be your experience at other companies. And this could be also your educational background. So, what experience, what training, what education do you have that helps you to be a unique candidate for this role? So, job history as well as educational background. So I'm hoping you're taking some notes right now and you're writing down some ideas. Here's the job experience that I've had that sets me up for success in this role. Here is my educational background. If it's unique or if it's valuable, that sets me up for success in this role. Now I want you to come up with a few sentences as to your unique personality traits or innate personality like your innate abilities that set you apart, that make you uniquely a unique candidate for this role. So this could be your ability to deeply listen, hear, and understand people. This could be your just innate ability to have people trust you, to build bridges, build relationships. This could be that you always see the positive side and you always bring this positive perspective. This could be that you can identify areas of growth for other people. So this makes you a good teacher, a good mentor, etc. You get the idea. So identifying the values you bring in terms of your personality, your innate abilities as a human being. Finally, I want you to identify the unique trainings, skill sets that you have learned that help you to be a uniquely suitable candidate for this job, this role. What extra trainings have you experienced? What skill sets have you learned along the way, just through life? The ability to be very organized, very detail oriented, etc. These are learned skill sets. Good. So now you should have a fairly full list. I want you to look at that list and say, is there any value, unique value that I bring to this job, to this role that's missing from this list? We have your innate personality traits. We have your learned skill sets. We have your educational background. We have your job history. Is there anything that's missing in order for us to get a full picture of who you are and what you uniquely bring to this role? And if there's no missing pieces, or if you've added a couple things, great. You probably have a fairly full list of 5 to 10 unique values. Now, I want you to put these unique values into the framework of I am or I have. So in other words, I want you to make these, I want you to own these. I want you to put them in the pronoun of I. I have a unique ability to deeply listen to my colleagues. I bring unique experience from my history working at Salesforce or wherever you might have said. And this allows me to be very resourceful in such and such way. So put all of your statements in I statements. So now you have owned your unique value and you are set up to communicate that unique value to your interviewer. So here's how you communicate this unique value. I suggest that you start the interview off by picking 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these unique values, whatever kind of feels natural to you as you practice them out loud, and you share them right at the beginning of the interview. You might even get the question, tell me about yourself. These sentences are what you want to use to tell the other person about yourself because they essentially present your highlight reel of who you are and the value that you bring. And they also touch on your past work experience, your job history. They might even kind of cue your interviewer to think about other questions they have about those experiences that you bring to the table. So this gives you a platform from which to jump into the rest of the conversation. This is the highlight reel from which you want the interviewer to pull in order to ask you to dive deeper into that experience, that ability, that expertise. And therefore, you are kicking off a conversation that you actually want to have, as opposed to being reactive and simply going off of their first question. You are being proactive and determining, what do you want to communicate to this person so that they walk away knowing exactly what they can communicate to the hiring manager or to the next level of wherever you are in the interview process. So if you use this framework, you will walk away from the interview knowing that you've communicated the high level elements of your best self. They then get to choose whether or not you are a good fit for the company and move you forward or not, but you will feel satisfied that you had a job well done in communicating your best self to the interviewer. This proactive approach, as opposed to the reactive approach, will help you to feel in control, will help you to know your confident self and own your confident self, and will help you to feel gain experiences that continue to build your confidence with every interview that you embark upon. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions, if you want a little bit more guidance. This is obviously not going to be my only video on preparing for interviews because there's a lot to be said here. But this is one framework that I want you to use, and a mindset about being proactive as opposed to reactive in your next interview, which I know will ultimately guarantee your success in the interview process. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and that helps me to know that you're interested and you're on board. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.